How much does it really cost to live in Lima, Peru? In this video, I'll cover housing, markets, eating out, transport, health insurance, and entertainment, with prices both in soles and US dollars. Hi, my name is Victor, and I like to share cultural insights and traveling and living in Peru. If you like what you see here, please subscribe. Housing and utilities. A one-bedroom apartment can go from 1,500 to 2,700 soles. That is about 400 to 700 US dollars, depending on neighborhood. A two-bedroom apartment could go for 2,700 to 4,600 soles. That is about 700 to 1,200 US dollars. Again, depending on neighborhood. Very popular places to stay are Miraflores, Barranco, and San Isidro. Other options are Magdalena and Jesus Maria. Now, in terms of utilities, that is electricity, water, and gas, your expensive can fluctuate from 250 to 350 soles. That's about $65 to $95 US. Now I'm going to share with you my actual bills. So my actual bills are as follows. Electricity, 50 soles, that's 13 US dollars. Water, 10 to 15 soles per month. That's about $3 to $4. My internet is about 85, 90 soles per month. That's about 23 US dollars. I do have fast internet with very little downtime. I work remotely and I find the service to be good. And finally is my mobile bill that is about 34 soles and 50 cents. That's about 9 US dollars. The total for my utilities is about 182 soles with 90 cents. About 50 US dollars at an exchange rate of $3.77. Now the dollar sits at around 350, so it could be a little bit less. Now let's check markets and groceries. A kilo of chicken could go for 11 to 14 soles, that's about $3 to $4. Rice, 3 to 5 soles per kilo, that's about 80 cents to $1.30. Now to find rice for 3 soles per kilo, you have to go to a local market. At the supermarket, you will definitely find rice for 5 soles per kilo. Potatoes can go for 2 to 4 soles per kilogram. That's about 55 cents to $1.10. Eggs, just the same, 8 to 12 soles per dozen. That is about $2 to $3.20. Just a couple of days ago, I bought 30 eggs for 15 soles, which is about $4.50. Weekly groceries for a single person, mostly local produce, you're looking at 200 to 300 soles, or about $50 to $80 per week. Now, imported items like cheese, wine, or almond milk are much more expensive here, so your diet makes a big difference. For example, I like Portuguese wine, specifically Vinho Verde, and it is more expensive here in Lima than it is in Toronto. So having said that, you can find a really great selection of local wines as well as imported wines. It just depends on your taste and your budget. Eating out and cafes. Now in Peru, there is a thing called Menú del Día. So this is like a lunch special. And you could go from 12 to 20 soles, 3 to 5 US dollars. In my neighborhood, it's about 12 soles. If you go to a place like Miraflores, you could find a Menú del Día for 20 soles and up. 25 or 30 soles. And cafe and pastries could set you back 15 to 25 soles, 4 to 7 US dollars. If you like coffee and pastries, there are plenty of options to choose from. Now, dinner for two in a mid-range restaurant, we're looking at 80 to 140 soles, 22 to $38. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have a great time eating out here. And the selection is, well, endless. It's easy to keep eating affordable if you go local, but costs rise quickly if you dine out daily. Having said that, you can eat really well. Now let's take a look at transport. One of the main forms of transportation here is El Metropolitano bus. One ride costs about 3 soles and 20 cents, 85 cents US. Then you also have the ride-hailing apps such as Uber and Cabify. You could spend anywhere from 12 to 25 soles, 3 to 7 US dollars. I personally spend about 100 soles on ride-hailing apps. My preference at the moment is Uber over Cabify because of the prices. but the service is very comparable, so I actually recommend both of them. There are also local buses that you could take, and you will be charged by distance, and you could pay it anywhere from 1 sol 50 to 3 soles or more. Health insurance. Now, local insurance can go from 200 to 400 soles per month, 55 to 110 US dollars per person. Now, my personal plan is about 317 soles per month, about 85 US dollars. It covers emergencies. The average doctor's visit with insurance is about 40 soles, about $11. And of course, your international expat insurance could cost you more. Now, if you just go to a clinic without insurance, you're looking at paying anywhere from 50 to 100 US dollars per visit. So consider having insurance. If you are in Lima, would you stick with a local plan like mine or pay more for international coverage? Let me know in the comments. Entertainment and lifestyle. Now, there are many free and low-cost things that you could do. For example, there are free low-cost options like neighborhood festivals, park concerts, museum days, and so much more. The cost of going to the cinema could go from 20 to 35 soles. That's about 5 to 9 US dollars. Museums, 10 to 20 soles to 70 to 550 US dollars. And sometimes they might be free or really cheap on special days. For example, I went to the Mali to celebrate El Día del Cajón Peruano, and the entrance was 1 sol. And people were able to visit the art galleries, and there was also a free concert. Now let's looking at drinks and night out for two. We're looking at 120 to 180 soles, 32 to 48 US dollars. So you don't have to spend a lot to have a great time. One of the best things about Lima is that you can enjoy so much culture for free, but of course, nightlife can cost as much as any major city. I'm going to give you some monthly ballparks. Now, for a budget lifestyle, modest rent, plus local markets, you're looking at 3,000 to 3,800 soles, 800 to 1,000 US dollars. For a comfortable expat lifestyle, we're looking at 4,600 to 5,700 soles, 1,200 to 1,500 US dollars. And if you want a high-end lifestyle, prime area, plus restaurants and nightlife, I would say a minimum of 7,600 soles or 2,000 US dollars. So I'll give you my personal example. My basic costs are about 2,000 soles per month, about 530 US dollars. Of course, this is not counting rent. That puts me right in the comfortable middle range. Having said all that, I would say that 1,500 US dollars should be your minimum to have a nice and very comfortable lifestyle in Lima, whether you're here for 1 month or more. At the same time, remember that if you are renting an Airbnb, your rental costs are going to be much higher, around 1,000 US dollars. So that's the real cost of living in Lima right now. From affordable housing and local markets to higher priced entertainment and health plans, there is a budget for everyone here in Lima, Peru. Now, I'd love to hear from you. At these prices, would Lima fit your budget? Drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, subscribe for more guides on life in Lima, Peru, neighborhoods, culture, and practical tips for living or traveling here. Thanks for watching.